long time since we've seen you in the lineup. How does it feel to be back out there?
Yeah,
With the guys?
I'm excited. Obviously, you want to play. You never want to be watching games. But yeah, we did some good work here. The medical staff. I think we got one of the better medical staffs in the league, and help us get back up to speed. So I'm ready. I'm excited, and just want to try and come in and help.
What have you observed from the team just in your absence, watching television from the press box?
Yeah, I mean, some great games. The team played really well there for a good stretch, and obviously you're not going to win every game, and the last couple would have been nice to come out with, but it's kind of a good game for us to get going again. Obviously, one of our biggest rivals on Saturday night, so it's going to be a good game. Yeah, it's someone's a really good friend, obviously, and you guys heard me say it before, but I think communication's, probably the easiest thing to do on the ice, but sometimes it seems like it's the hardest for players, but can't really shut both of us up too much. So probably be a lot of communication on the ice, which is important, and obviously Shabby sees the ice so well. He skates extremely well. He's positionally sound, so it's for me just kind of give him the puck and be sound and be hard to play against myself and in my battles, and just make sure that I'm supporting him on the ice. But yeah, it should be a good pair.
What does it mean for you guys to have the Battle of Ontario actually really mean something in terms of staying existently in the season?
Well, I mean, I think every time we play the Leafs, it's doesn't. Wherever both teams are in the standings, I think it's always a very passion-filled game. I think both fan bases are very passionate. But, so it always seems like it's a good game no matter what. But these are important points, not only for us, but obviously, they'll say the same thing. That's important points for them. So I think that it is important that you don't overstep significance of it's the Leafs and rivals and this and that. For us, at the end of the day, it's about what we're going to do in here and focus on trying to get the 2 points for our group, because they're important points at this point of the season for us. So I think it's good to be playing a rival, to get back on the good side of things, but you can't overlook it.
Can you tell us about your rehab and just getting back? What it took?
Yeah, well, I mean, it just. It's obviously pretty obvious I hurt my knee there when I went down to St. Louis. But yeah, we did a lot of off-ice stuff, a lot of strengthening, and then the last week and a half or so, been on the ice a lot every day, and it's been nice and cold at the Sensplex, so it's getting used to skating in the cold again. But just between our training staff that we have, I think that they're very knowledgeable and able to kind of put the right programs in place to make sure that we can come back and be healthy and ready.
What kind of perspective do these times give you at this point in your career? Having to rehab, get back into the lineup. Is it different than when you were younger in your career?
Honestly, I don't know. I think whenever a guy is out with injury, it's always it's a weird feeling, I guess, how to describe when you're out with an injury. You want to be playing. You physically can't, but then you want to be obviously a good teammate and be there to support the guys. But you're not necessarily around all the time. Your hours are a little bit different. But perspective-wise, I think at this point in my career, I don't know if that changes anything much. Like, you want to be playing, and you want to. It seems like every guy wants to speed through their rehab, but it is important that you take the proper steps and the proper cautions, that when you do get back on the ice, that you're not going to re-injure yourself and kind of do it all over again, right? So I think most guys are eager to play at all times, but there's a process that needs to be followed, and if you have the right people in place to help you follow it, then it's hopefully everything should be all good.
You've done this long enough, though, Travis, that you're comfortable going in there without having practice with the team.
I think calendar-wise, I've been out for three weeks, I think, almost to the day now since. So it's not like I've been out for 4 months, and I've been skating for the last week and a half. So it's been, I've been getting my reps in. We got a handful of guys that have been injured, so I've been skating with some guys. But I think you just got to go out and keep it simple. And once the puck drops, you're right back into it. But it is different, I guess, if you are out for an extended period of time. But luckily, I guess I wasn't out for too long.
So you guys are in a little bit of a slip here. How do you get out of it?
Yeah, I think just getting back to playing the 60-minute hockey we were playing before we lost a couple there. Obviously, it's an exciting game tonight with Toronto coming in. We're really excited for it, and just looking forward to tonight's game and focusing on tonight.
How did your game against Toronto last year here change the rivalry feeling between your two teams?
Yeah, I think it's always been there a little bit, but obviously spiced it up with what happened. So it's always a good game playing these guys. They've been a good team for a while now, and it should be a fun one.
How do you think Greig's reputation changed after that game?
Yeah, I don't know. It's changed a whole lot. I mean, we played them earlier, and nothing really happened. He's just a player that plays on the edge, and that's when he plays his best. So he's a guy you probably hate playing against him, but love to have on your team.
What does it mean to the group in here to have the Battle of Ontario mean something this late in the season?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, it's a big game in the standings, and they're obviously having a great year. So it's growing up as a kid, you watch those games, you want to be a part of it, and now you are. So I'm just looking forward to it, and it's always a fun time against them.
How much of an emphasis has scoring and power play been in your meetings recently?
Yeah, I think a little more than the past. Obviously, we've struggled a little bit in that category. So just got to try to get it back as quick as we can and go out there and try to be confident and make something happen.
For those that view that like our scorers, how do you keep yourself sane through the stretch? You have to know I guess it's going to turn eventually, but while you're going through it, I guess how do you keep your mind in the right place?
Yeah, no, it's always a little frustrating. In the past, it's happened to me and others before, but it's just the way it goes sometimes, and you just got to be as confident as you can and wait for one to go in and, just try to stay positive.
Is there something about your game that you want to maybe improve to kind of find the back of the net a bit more?
Yeah, I think just creating more in the offensive zone, getting some more shots on net, and just kind of let it go from there.
D'être bon dans le fond du territoire. Tu sais, moi, Brady, je pense qu'on peut aller sur l'échec avant, aller chercher les rondelles, la donner à Timmy le plus vite possible. Je pense que j'ai joué la deuxième, la troisième période, une petite partie avec eux autres, avec Timmy à Boston. J'ai vraiment apprécié ça. Il y a énormément de vitesse, il voit plein de jeux, donc ça va être plaisant de jouer avec lui ce soir.
Dans ton cas, comment vont les jambes? Tu as manqué tellement
Ouais.
de temps. C'est difficile
Pas pire.
évidemment, de reprendre.
Non, pas pire. Je me sentais bien au dernier match. C'est sûr qu'en espérant que ce soit plus de minutes avec ce groupe-là, je veux pas, c'est normal le premier match. Je pense que j'ai joué 11-12, donc je m'attends un petit peu plus. Puis j'ai à livrer la marchandise aussi.
Au niveau de ta perception, comment vous faites pour repartir la machine à l'offensive, selon toi?
Ben, moi, je pense pas que ça sert à quoi de. Faut jouer pour gagner. Faut pas penser à qui a marqué, qui a pas marqué dans les derniers 5 matchs, whatever. Il y a tout le temps des séquences dans une année que c'est un petit peu plus difficile. On voit, je pense, la conférence de l'Est, peut-être même nous, c'est la même chose. Comment serré que c'est tout le temps. Donc, il faut juste rester dans la bataille.
Qu'est-ce que vous pouvez faire ce soir pour donner pour lui?
Comme je l'ai dit, jouer pour gagner. Regarde, faut pas penser à rien d'autre que notre match ce soir. On sait quel genre d'ambiance ça va être dans l'aréna. On est excités de jouer là-dedans puis de jouer notre meilleur match possible.
From your perspective, what's been the cause of the lack of scoring recently?
Not sure. Maybe a little bit of compete. I think we can get to the net more. Probably sling more pucks towards the net as well. There's not many pretty goals, so to speak. So maybe just get to the net.
What's been the messaging on the team to try to just turn things around after this little short losing streak?
Well, obviously there's been a lot of talk about offense. Cycles in the ozone, point shots, whatever it is. So it's been a lot of offense talk.
What do you remember about your game against the Leafs last year at home?
Obviously ended in a dramatic way, but yeah, it's in the past. I think we've all moved on.
How did that moment change your perspective, for the fans in Ottawa and maybe how they react and talk to you?
Yeah, it's probably good for the game. I think, a lot of people hated it. A lot of people loved it. It's probably good for the rivalry. So, yeah.
Do you think it's going to play a factor at all in tonight's game?
I doubt it.
Does it change your game or adjust your game a little bit with new line mates potentially tonight?
Yeah, and then obviously back in the middle.
Yeah.
So I think that'll obviously a different game, center, wing. But yeah, just get more comfortable with it as the game goes on, I'm sure.
What do you remember from beating the Leafs earlier this season?
It was a while ago, but I think we went in there and played a really well game. So hopefully we can kind of do that again.
Sandy will be back in. Forsberg will play goal.
Chance for Travis Hamonic, or is it?
Sorry, Hammer's in too. Yeah, Jensen will be out.
Any idea how long Jensen will be out?
The weekend. Hopefully back for next week.
He seems like he's been battling with something for a long time. Is this almost just trying to let him get back?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's been playing banged up a little bit, so hopefully we'll give him the weekend and reset him.
What have you felt about the, from an outside perspective last year, watching the Sens and the Leafs play and now being part of that for a game? What do you sense about this rivalry?
Well, it's it's storied rivalry in Ontario, obviously. I think for it to be intense and to have, a true rivalry, both teams have to be playing for something. That creates a lot more passion in the game. But there's definitely the Battle of Ontario has been around for a while, so they're always exciting games.
This is the first time in a while that you guys are playing for something in these positions. Do you sense that there's a heightened sense of chatter around town?
Yeah, it's as far as sensing it from around town, we haven't been around town for a little bit, and we've been playing a lot of games. But you definitely know that there'll be a buzz whenever Leafs Senators play. There's going to be a buzz in both towns, and there'll be one tonight for sure, and rightfully so.
What does the Battle of Ontario bring back to you most in terms of memories?
Yeah, a lot of them. I've talked about it a lot since I've taken over this job. Back then both teams were really good. Fierce competition, fierce rivalry, a lot of playoff series that were hard fought. And, I vividly remember both buildings being electric when you played in them.
Coach, what can you tell us about collectively your offensive game, the team's offensive game right now?
Yeah, we're not scoring. I think there's maybe a little bit of a misconception that we're trying to play this shutdown defensive game, which we're definitely not. We want to be an aggressive team that plays very fast and plays winning hockey. With today's analytics, you can see where your team is quite a bit. And I've really liked what we've done in expected goals against. Expected goals for have been, last time I checked, which was this morning, I think we're 20th for the year, 15th since December the 1st. And, if you're in the top half of the league offensively and you're right near the top defensively, that's a pretty good recipe for winning. We've tried to preach playing the game the right way, not cheating the game. We want to take away time and space, create time and space. We've done a good job forechecking, creating chances. I think we're in the top 10 there, but we're not finishing. Quite frankly, I think we're 32nd in finishing, and some of our guys have been snake bitten, and sometimes that happens. Now, I like the way we're playing overall for the season. There's been games that I didn't like, and that's going to happen. I know the game was close in Boston, the score, but I didn't like our game in Boston. I didn't think we played well enough to win that game. I thought Forsey gave us a good game. We're going to have to be much better tonight to win.
Is finishing just about confidence?
A little bit, yeah. There's confidence, there's luck, there's a lot of things involved. I think the one thing coaches have a hard time teaching is confidence. You can't just say, here's your confidence back, have it. We keep a mind on where our team is at as far as how they feel, but there's certain non-negotiables that we have within our group that really don't have to do with scoring or anything like that. But it's when you're a player and you haven't scored for a while, at the end of the day, when you play the game the right way and you play to win, good things happen.
I think you're kind of saying to Gord that you feel like, as well as you've played defensively, you still feel like you're creating opportunities.
Hey, you'd like to be number one in both categories. You'd like to be the best defensive team in the league and the best offensive team in the league, and there's a lot of things that go into that. Can we create more? Yeah, we're constantly working on all parts of our game. But I think we have created more than enough to
offensively to win some more games. We haven't scored enough, and that's, there's different ways to score as well, and we're trying to do it. But I think we've also been a little snake bitten as well.
What do you do as a coach to kind of give your guys a bit more confidence?
Yeah, I think always as a coach you're thinking about it, the confidence in your team. Not that I was a big goal scorer, but you know how it feels not to score for a while, and it wears on you. And at the end of the day, if you just play the game like you want to win more than anything, good things happen. And it's easy to say not to think about it, but it's human nature to think about it.
How would you describe how Brady's dealt with the slump in production?
Yeah, fine. I mean, he's a great example. When we're winning, he's happy. He doesn't care, and he more than most players in the league bring a lot more to the table than just scoring. And he does not need to hang his hat just on goals and assists. He brings an element to the game that is there almost every night that is, hard to find. But in saying that, he is also very good at getting goals and getting points. And, but the number one priority for him is winning.
How close do you think he and Batherson and some of the other kind of top end players are?
Sorry?
How close are they to maybe kind of getting a goal and kind of skyrocketing? Do you feel like they're
I don't think I can sit here and say they're really, really close to scoring. I'm not worried about it. They're going to just play the game the right way, play to win, feel good about yourself, and you can't just predict that we're going to, hey, Drake's going to score tonight. It doesn't work that way.
I meant more like breaking out, like just the way they've been playing.
Like I said, I didn't like our game in Boston. Offensively, defensively, I didn't think we were good enough. Just play good hockey. Your skills will come out. They're very good players. Don't worry about the scoring. Worry about just playing well, and everything else takes care of itself.
Travis, we saw Levy and Ullmark sharing the net today. Do you have an update on when Ullmark might be back? His timeline?
I've said it to you guys lots. The fact that he's on the ice with us in a team setting, he's a lot closer than he was 3 days ago. I expect him to play sooner than later.
Day to day?
Yeah, he's not playing tomorrow.